In this example, we're going to learn how to use a schematic diagram to draw the corresponding shape. So that diagram will result in something like this, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's say, hide all of these things. And I'm going to make a new sketch. So let's see, something else I have to hide here. Okay, so I'll make a new sketch, and I'm going to select, let's say all these are hidden. So I'm going to unhide all these planes, and I'm going to use the front plane for the sketch plane, right? Okay, there it is. Should be good. So now, as I'm planning this, I'm going to take a look at this, right, and examine it. So if I look at it, I have a circle on the inside, and this circle has a diameter of 50. And these little arcs, these originally are a circle, and they have a radius of 45. So that's the first thing I'm going to make. A circle with a diameter of 50, and then another circle that'll be these arcs. With a radius, well, let's call it a diameter of 90, right? So diameter 50, diameter of 90. So I'm going to go to, well, first of all, I'm going to make sure I'm in millimeters. I'm going to go to work units, make sure you're in millimeters. And then let's go back to my sketch here. So I'm back in the sketch, and I'm going to draw two circles, right? There they are. Another one and one more. I'm going to dimension it. This one will be 50. Oops. 50, and this one will be 90. Yeah, 90. Okay, so far so good. Next thing is I'm looking at this line. This line looks like this line is a symmetrical line for all these little pieces, right? So this looks like it'll be a good line to make, and then try to make these pieces around it. So I'm going to make that a construction line, right? And just doesn't matter where, anywhere out like this. Escape to get out. Okay, what's next? So I could see that these two lines are perpendicular right here. This is a chord. This is a chord. It touches a circle at 2 points, right? So it's a chord. And then these two are perpendicular. So I'm going to make a chord. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, right? Oops, sorry. Zoom in a little bit right here. And I'm going to make a line. That's also a construction line. And right now I'm just going to make a chord. There it is. And again, escape to get out of this. And now I'm going to make these two perpendicular. So constrain, I'm going to make it perpendicular. So this is perpendicular to that. Okay. The next thing is, well, how long is that line, right? So according to this measurement, this line is 35. I could see it over here, that this is 35 across. So I'm going to constrain it, and I'm going to dimension it to be 35. Let's do it. So right here, and put 35. Bring that to the inside a little bit. Okay. Next is, I'm going to use symmetry, so I'm just going to draw this outside portion, right? So I'm going to draw three line segments, right? From this point of the chord, where that chord touches, right? So I'm going to get my line tool, and this is not a construction line, this is an actual line, right? So I'm going to click one here. Now it wants to make it perpendicular, so actually that's pretty good. I want that. So you can constrain it if you want. Right now it's not doing it, saying equal. Okay, there it is. And then this piece, and then this piece perpendicular to that line. That's okay. I do want that. Okay. Press escape again, or zoom in a little bit. So let's see what they got. They say that this piece here is 15. So I'm going to also make it perpendicular. I didn't do that, so I'm going to make it perpendicular to the chord and dimension it to 15. So the first thing is perpendicular, these two right here, okay? And then I'm going to dimension it and put 15, okay? So I'm looking at the next step, and the next step is that this angle between this line and that line, these two right here, if I could zoom in, right here is 20 degrees. So that means this angle is 160. So right over here will be 160. Okay, so let me do that. I'm going to take care of that, 160. Okay, so what do I got now? The other part is, how long is this line, right? Because I didn't dimension this, so you know, I could make this line any length. You see the angle stays the same, but this line is changing width. Okay, well, if I look at the drawing says that, you know, from here to here is 35. So that means from here to the middle here, to this point is 35. So I'm going to dimension that too. I'm going to say from here to here, bring it out here and make it 35. There we go. So that seems to be everything. If I want to double check myself, you know, we said these were perpendicular, and so these two are parallel right here because they're if this line traverses these two lines at 90 degrees. So okay, so the next step, I want to I'm going to hide the constraints, and the next step is I want to mirror this, right? So I'm going to do mirror. It says select a line to mirror across that one, and I'm going to select my pieces to mirror. So these three, there you go. Okay, we're almost there. Next thing is I want to revolve or polar array this around. I want 6 of these, right? So there's a polar array right here, or here they call a circular pattern, good. So now I need to select all the pieces that I want to go around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And just to double check that I have everything, yes. The only thing is not 6, so I'm going to take that 3, double click on it, and make it, 6. Okay, I got everything. I think if I double click, it'll take, and I got my sketch. So I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to extrude this. So I'm going to do extrusion, and I'm going to do it on 3. Let me rotate around just to see how it looks. Okay, actually extrude 3, so it needs to, I'm going to extrude it on this, right? So it's normally selects everything at once, but okay, I'll just select everything. Oops, to do this one and that one. Okay, and then you can make it whatever you want. It's a little too thick right here. Last time I made it around 12. So 12 is good. Click OK. And we're almost there. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fillet these little edges, right? So get in there, right? And I'm going to do fillet right here. And I'm going to grab all these edges. And I'm going to do 5 is a little too much. So I'm going to do 2. And I'm going to try to do all of them here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just do all of them. So here's the final version, right? And if you rotate around, everything's been filleted. And this is what we have.